Hi, this is Cheryl of Majestic Wire Artworks. Today we are going to make some of these beautiful earrings using the head pins that I showed you in the last video. Sorry it took so long to get back to you, but I've been kind of under the weather and having asthma from the snow mold, just the seasonal stuff that affects me. So I couldn't talk very well with my asthma attacks and coughing and such. So you'll have to bear with me. My voice isn't 100% yet, but it's much better than it was. So with these earrings, we are going to make two of the same. So I've got one made, and I'm going to be showing you just how to make one. And the reason for that is I've got another pair that I've made earlier with some smaller beads. So you can use more than one size of beads to make these. And with this set, I made it opposite on top, and I think it really shows off the fact that your bottom heart head pins are exactly the same. So I thought, you know, it's probably going to look better if we just make both earrings exactly the same instead of using the mirror technique. So that's what we're going to do today. Of course, if you choose to do the other way, that's up to you. If you can just check one of my other videos where I mirror the loops, and otherwise it's doing the exact same thing, just making the top loop go the other wire go the other direction, and then the wire will just do its own thing. So we should start. I'm going to have the supply list in the description, but here's a quick go through for you. The head pin that I'm using is just a little over 4.5 inches, which, excuse me, that should be about what your head pins probably are, that if you followed the instructions of making them in the other video. And I am using a 4x3 rondelle. A 4mm round bead would work just as well, if not probably better. I just wanted a little sparkle here. I've got a 12mm heart, and we're using 8mm round bead on top. And the other earrings, the size of beads that I use there, this is a 3x2mm rondelle, a 10mm heart, and a 6mm round bead. And it just makes a daintier earring, depending on what kind of look you want, a little bit bolder or daintier. So let's begin. So you're going to take your head pin, okay, and you're just making sure the wire on top is center and straight, but it's probably going to bend through the process, so don't worry about it 100% yet if it's not. I want you to work harden just the little bit that the beads are going to sit on, just to give it a little bit extra durability, or well, just to help keep the earrings straight. One thing about earrings that's nice is it doesn't get a lot of stress and torture like a necklace or bracelet. So, excuse me, it's evening here and I've had a long day, so you'll have to excuse my yawns. I'm hoping I don't yawn too much. I apologize. So we're going to put the little rondelle on first. So this one's the 4x3 rondelle. And then your 12mm heart. So the reason why I don't do the heart right up against the other heart is it's nice to have a kind of a breaking point between the two heart shapes, but also, and a round bead would probably hide it more. As you will, because these are hand drilled beads, they're not perfectly centered, and it kind of hides the imperfections a little bit. So you're going to flip the heart around, and you're going to figure out which side works better. This one's pretty bad, so we need to work with it. And I'm just going to bend the head pin a little bit to straighten it out. to disguise it. So better off with this side. And you can fine tune it later, but I just like to fine tune it a little bit so I know that it's doable. But, you know, with handmade jewelry, it's going to have imperfections. And most people appreciate that. There's the odd person that doesn't get it, but okay. So there we've got the 3 beads. A round bead really hides imperfections better because it's going to sit flush to it no matter what because it's round. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your round nose pliers. Now, if you're a seasoned wire wrapper, I'm hoping you're a bit of a seasoned wire wrapper because this is a tiny bit of a difficult tutorial. It's easy, yet it's not. In order to do a wrap loop where it has 3 wraps, it's usually the center of my shank on my pliers, round nose pliers, and I'm hoping you know where yours is, and that's where we're going to bend the wire to get 3 wraps, but we're only going to do 2 or 2.5 really. Okay, and then your favorite spot for your loop, mine is there, so I'm pretty consistent there. So I'm going to make my loop. Okay, I always check it to make sure it's nice and centered, and it's pretty good. So I'm going to wrap twice around. Once. Twice. And now I'm going to go kind of halfway going forward. So we want to stop there. The loop is there. And it went crooked a little bit, so I'm going to just straighten it out. Okay. Sometimes they twist on you between the heart and the loop. See, this will show it better. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, I thought it was twisted more than it is. Looking through the camera always affects everything. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're on this side of the center wire, and we're going to go to the other side so that we're kind of at a diagonal. So we're going to go around the bead there and go around like this. And now we're going to wrap around the wire. Okay. It's a little tight. There, that's not bad. Give you a good look at it. Okay. So what I've done is I've wrapped twice around here and then halfway so that it came forward, wrapped down at a diagonal, and just went once around and going this way. Okay. Now we're going to take and measure from that edge of that bead right there. So the edge of the wire there, this diagonal wire, we're going to measure 1 centimeter. Or you could do, if you don't have centimeters, you could do 1/2 inch. It's a little bit longer. Yes, 1/2 inch is a little bit longer than a centimeter. And all it's going to do is the spiral that we're going to be making, it'll make it a tiny bit bigger. But as long as both of your earrings are consistent, it's going to be a-okay. So I always measure like this. Okay, I've got the end point there, holding it still, and then I snip off like that. Okay, so my other one, I did 1 centimeter, and this one's 1 centimeter. And now we're going to take the time to make the coil. And what the coil does is this heart will constantly flip, and it's going to help hold the heart in place so that it's always sitting at the right angle. And so that's, and it adds character to the earring. Definitely gives it some a nice feature. Okay, so what I've done is, this is the bud. So I took it and bent it around and crimped it in to get the starting point of the coil, or spiral, I should say. And it's got a bit of airspace, so I'm going to crimp it down. And you just keep going until you're at the center of the heart. And then crimp it down like that. Now, so the next thing, so it's actually pretty quick to do once you have everything set up. Things can go wrong and you might have to just start all over again. It happens to me. Okay, now I'm making sure everything looks level. Okay, and then I'm going to check it this way too. I can see that this is off a little bit, so I'm just going to straighten that. Okay, I think it's done. You might have to fiddle around with yours a little bit more. You might want to bend this in over a little bit. All you have to do is just pull it out a little bit, and you can continue and push it back down or crimp it back down. Okay, and then if you need to adjust the bottom heart or bead, it's the time to do it. Okay, once it's all together, it's pretty good. I'm going to bend this heart, just going to grab it here at the flat point and bend it over a little bit. It's all the fiddling you got to do with jewelry. Sometimes the fiddling takes longer than the actual making. Here. Okay. Now I'm going to put the ear wire on. Okay, so if you're wondering what beads I'm actually using here, these hearts is blue aventurine, which is actually a purple stone, not blue, and white jade. And let's dangle these. There. That looks great. Okay, well, thank you for joining me in this video, and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye for now.